What's going on, world? Machiavelli Mills TV. So look, I'm a little late to this topic, but nonetheless, I'm going to attack it. I'm going to talk about it. Alfonso Ribeiro, everybody knows him as Carlton from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He recently came out and said some comments about how he doesn't feel accepted within the black community, right? He talked about the fact that he feels like it's due to him being in an interracial relationship. He's not really accepted or embraced by black folks or accepted or embraced within his own community. He further discusses how the BET Awards doesn't really, they don't embrace him like that, and how they kind of like shunned him. And basically, if he wanted to go to the BET Awards, he would have to buy his own ticket, right? And he talks about being disappointed by that and being disappointed by the lack of support amongst black folks. And I want to say this, right? I don't like when celebrities do this because I often see that mainstream media try to use black celebrities to attack black folks, and that's what I'm seeing here. Alfonso Ribeiro seems to be using black people as a scapegoat for his career not being to the level that he wanted to be at. And that's not fair at all. You got to blame them executives in Hollywood and all those movie executives for the reason why you're not in position the way you want to be. It's possibly because he's been typecast as Carlton. That's really who he is, and that's really who he is, and that's what he embodies. So that's why I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I know it might sound rude or it might sound harsh. I wasn't surprised at all that he was with a white woman. Like, I really wasn't shocked by that at all. You know what I mean? And it's nothing wrong for him to be with a white woman. You can be with whoever you want to be with, whatever race you want to be with. Hey, love who you want to love. I'm not tripping or mad about it at all. And honestly, it just seems rather disingenuous, right? Like, again, I think he's scapegoating the black folks in the black community. You got to be mad at those movie executives. You're typecast as Carlton, and to be honest, he's still doing that damn dance. So, I mean, like, he still does that all the time. So you're going to be subjected to those type of roles, and you're not going to be put into any other box. Also, quite frankly, I don't think we wasn't checking for Carlton like that anyway, for black folks to really be concerned about who the hell he was dating. Let's be real. What race he was dating, nobody really cared about that at all. Black folks thought Carlton was funny on the Fresh Prince. We loved the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We really that show was endearing to us as a people, and we really appreciated the role that he played, and we rocked with him off of that. But to be real, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. There are times black people, a lot of black folks do care about black celebrities dating outside of their race, and there are black people who look down on it and so on and so forth. But it sounds harsh, but people really wasn't checking for Carlton to be worried about who Carlton was dating. Excuse me. Now, if it was Will Smith, on the other hand, and Will Smith was married to somebody outside of the black community, then I think it would be a rather fair, a fair analysis for him to say, oh, because I'm dating outside of my race, the black community doesn't accept me. If he was like on Will Smith type status or whatever, but nobody was checking for Alfonso Ribeiro like that in the first place to care about what race or ethnicity he was dating. And like I said before, like, watching the show, it doesn't really, really, he embodies that character. So it doesn't surprise us that he was dating a white woman in general. You know, it's nothing wrong with that. But I think it's something wrong with him trying to scapegoat the black community for, like, oh, the black community doesn't accept me because I'm with a white woman. So that's probably why. It sounds like he's alluding to that being the reason why his career didn't advance as far as he wanted it to go. No, it's not, brother. The reason why is that possibly, like, nobody really looked at Carlton for having great acting chops. And I'm not trying to discredit him because I'm sure he went to acting school and so on and so forth. He had the Pepsi commercial back in the day and all of that. I'm sure he put in a lot of time and a lot of effort into being a trained actor for sure. But nobody was looking at him like he was the next Denzel to be like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God, he needs to be in more roles. And the reason why is that black people ain't rocking with him. No, like, you know what I mean? To me, it seems like his anger is misplaced. He needs to be mad at them executives for not putting him in position to succeed or putting him into certain roles. Or he needs to be mad at people for him. He needs to be mad at the writers for Fresh Prince for typecasting him. He can't get out of that role. Similar to Screech from Saved by the Bell. He could never get out of that role. Or Jaleel White from Jaleel White, who plays Steve Urkel or whatever, right? But you know what? I never hear, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, I never hear Jaleel blaming the black community for not rocking with him or whatever for the reason why, you know, his career never furthered outside of playing Steve Urkel. Now, I don't know if he's in an interracial marriage or relationship. I'm talking about Jaleel White, who plays Steve Urkel. So that, you know, I don't know about that. But at the same time, it just seems rather disingenuous, man. It's like it sounds like he possibly is mad at the fact that, because I watched this video that came out on TMZ where he's like fetishizing white women on stage and how he's some bad white, vagina out in the crowd, and he been known to take down some good white vagina in the past. Like, he was fetishizing white women. So it sounds like, hey, are you mad at the fact that, did you ever think that did he think that his status of marrying a white woman was going to elevate him or whatever in his career, and it didn't do that? So now he's pissed off and he's looking at the black folks like it's our fault that he didn't proceed or progress the way that he wanted to. I don't know, man. It sounds crazy. It sounds fishy to me, man. And once again, like, I don't think black folks ain't tripping about him marrying no white woman. Black people not tripping about that at all. He feels some type of way about it, right? And honestly, I think that, like he said, if he wants to be accepted within black culture, come on over to the black community. Come on over here and talk and lend your voice to the issues that's ailing our community. Let us hear your voice. Let us feel your presence amongst all the things that's been going on within black folks. Police brutality, all these different things, voter suppression. Let us hear your voice on a lot of these different issues, and let us feel your presence within our communities, right? Invite yourself to the proverbial cookout. And I hate when black folks say he invited to the cookout, she invited to the cookout, when we talk about other ethnicities or races being invited to a cookout all because they can do a black dance. I just feel like that's just so corny to me, because they can rap a black song or do a black dance. We're going to invite non-black folks to this cookout. Like, yo, whatever. But I'm saying, if he comes to bring himself, like really ingratiate himself more into our community and lend his voice to the issues or whatever, then we will feel his presence. And then we like, bro, come on, yeah, we ain't worried about you having a white wife. Come on, bro, you can come on over here. We ain't tripping on that. You can bring her. We would accept her and accept his relationship. You know what I'm saying? We don't not accept it now. Don't get it confused. We don't feel no type of way, or like we don't disapprove of it at all in the first place, right? But the reason why he feels like we don't, because truthfully, he ain't been over here rocking with us in a while. He ain't really rocked with us since he was playing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I can't even say he rocked with us then, because he was rocking with Will and Tatiana Ali and Karen Parsons, who played Hillary, and James Avery. I believe James Avery was Uncle Phil. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't rocking with godly. What's the woman name that played Aunt Viv, the original Aunt Viv. Oh my God, her name is leaving my mind right now. Okay, I had to remember it or something later on. Janet Huber, I believe her name is Janet Huber or whatever. He didn't rock with her, but I mean, like, the reason why he feels like that is because he hasn't ingratiated himself within our culture. And I'm not saying he got to be hood or thugged out or talk a certain type of way, because black people are not monolithic, and we always say that. Black people come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. You know what I mean? Like, it could be black people can come in Nick Cannon, they can come in Gucci Mane, they can come in Russell Wilson, they can come in Alfonso Ribeiro. We can come in all many different shapes and sizes and from all different walks of life. However, we don't feel his presence because he don't really be in vibing with. He don't lend his voice to a lot of issues that's ailing our community. We don't hear him. We don't feel his presence. He don't be vibing out with us. So that's probably why he don't feel like that, because he not even in spaces to where he can even feel the love from us. He don't even put himself in those spaces with us for us to even show him that love or show him that gratitude. You know what I mean? But again, even when he's out and about, I'm sure black people still come up and stop him and talk to him all the time, because black people really love their character Carlton. They rock with it. They felt like it was funny. They felt like it was comical for real, and they felt like it was like comedic genius with him and Will Smith, and how they would like go off of each other in the comedic time, and was very dope within that show. So I don't get where he coming from with all this. Like, I just feel like he's trying to use us as a scapegoat for the reason why his career didn't progress the way it did, and possibly his anger is misplaced at with the directors in Hollywood or whatever, or the fact that, again, after seeing him fetishize white women, I don't know if he was drunk like that or whatever. It sounds like he probably pissed off that he thought at some point that his marriage to a white woman was going to help him excel or help him just get further in his career, right? And again, it could be false. It could be that he probably just loved a woman who happened to be white, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't try to put it on us that it sounds like you insecure about your marriage to a white woman. Like, we not tripping on that. Ain't nobody ever expressed being pissed that Alfonso Ribeiro was married to a white woman. Hell, I didn't even know he was married to a white woman until I saw his child and she seemed to be biracial. But a lot of us, even then, black folks saw that. We wasn't tripping on that. Like, again, it was really no real big shock to us, right? But once again, man, I just really feel like if he came into spaces where he rocked into our spaces, you know what I'm saying, and showed that he rocked with us, or he showed that and lent his voices to certain issues in our community, he would feel that love. He would feel that love irradiating to him. You know what I'm saying? And he could reciprocate it back. But it's a reciprocal process, right? It's some black folks like, man, we don't never see you when, you know, we got certain things going on within our community. We don't hear your voices, and we don't hear a lot of black celebrity voices, but we hear a whole lot of other ones. Like we hear Will and all of them. So, you know, like, yeah, if you want to be accepted, you want to feel accepted, come rock with us and we gonna rock with you back, right? But again, it's possibly a reason why he doesn't lend his voice to black issues when all the police brutality and stuff is running rampant and everything like that. And it's possibly because that Alfonso Ribeiro is not he's not a black American, right? His people are from Trinidad. And one thing that I've noticed about a lot of Caribbean folks is that they don't align with the same principles that black Americans do. They don't have the same belief system as us when it comes to like the plight of black Americans and the social issues facing our communities. They have a way different thought process, a completely different thought process, and some of them even feel like that we just have a victim mentality and we complain too much. Talking about black Americans, some of them feel like we complain too much. They don't vibe with us. They don't stand with us on certain issues because they feel like, hey, that's their business. They let them rock out on that. We align with our own self and they standoffish from us in the first place, right? So that's maybe why we never felt this presence anyway, because he wasn't lending his voice to issues, because maybe he was brought up to think, hey, that's black folks' problem. I'm Trinidadian. He's from Trinidad. His folks from Trinidad, and he ain't really riding with black folks on them issues because that ain't none of his business. Maybe that's why he hasn't lent his voice to black issues or whatever, right? And that's not to say that it's Caribbean folks that don't ride with us, because there's plenty of Caribbean people that ride with black issues, that side with us, that really feel our pain and feel our plight when it comes to certain issues ailing our communities. You know what I'm saying? And they out there to fight with us. But there's also plenty that don't rock with us, don't feel aligned with us. They don't feel connected to us because they have different cultures. They come from different backgrounds. They have a different thinking process when it comes to certain things. And because they folks wasn't really here enslaved like black folks, so they don't really even understand the even thought process of segregation, systemic oppression. They don't understand none of that. You know what I'm saying? Or they do understand it, but they don't want to vibe with it like that, because a lot of times when immigrants came over here, they looked at black folks as troublemakers and complainers, so they wanted to isolate themselves from us, and they wanted to be closer to the majority population, which happened to be white America, and they wanted to align themselves with white American principles rather than black American principles, and they strayed away from us, right? So I'm not saying this is what Alfonso Ribeiro thinks or how he feels, but I'm just telling you right now that his presence was not felt strongly within the black community. When a lot of the times with certain issues that we were affected by, or even in black spaces, we just didn't feel his presence. So I feel like if he would make his presence be more known, then yeah, you're gonna feel that love and feel it. We gonna show that love back, for sure, without question. And ain't nobody gonna be tripping about you marrying a white wife. We gonna be like, okay, we cool with her too. We rocks with her too. For sure. Ain't nobody gonna feel no type of way, man. I feel like his whole thing, it reminds me of Tay Diggs. I remember when Tay Diggs tried to throw black women under the bus for like basically because he married to a white woman, and how his career didn't go and take off certain places or whatever. And I'm like, bro, at that time you was in a lot of black movies. Black women were your target audience, and you offended your target audience from even rocking with you further in the first place. So it was like, bro, that's stupid. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, we see him on All American, a TV show on Netflix, and he doing his thing now, whatever. The Netflix series, not TV show, Netflix series or whatever. But yeah, like that got displaced anger. And just like, trying to use black folks as a scapegoat for why you ain't where you want to be. Nah, bro, that ain't got nothing to do with us. It's the fact that your grown ass still doing the crossing dance and you looked at as Carlton. You know what I'm saying? And I remember he was on In the House. And again, I was like, I had to look up. He was on America's Funniest Videos or whatever. Bro, I forgot that show was coming on when it did. Like, bro, after, was it Bob Saget was doing that or whatever? Was that Bob Saget? Y'all let me know. I wasn't mad, bro. I ain't know who was on there. I think I was turning TV. I saw him on there a few times, bro. I forgot that was even on. But once again, bro, we ain't really felt his presence within our community since he was on the Fresh Prince for real, you know? So that's something that's on him. Don't try to put that on black folks. And again, I just don't like it, because I feel like that's when mainstream America try to have black folks, have black celebrities attacking other black people. We ain't rocking with that. We ain't gonna go there. And once again, I don't know nobody who was checking for Alfonso Ribeiro enough for us to care that he was married to a white woman. Nobody care if he married to no white woman. Nobody tripping on that. Nobody pissed off or enraged or, you know what I'm saying, or just like up in fumes or smoke that he married to a white woman. We don't care, Carlton. We really don't. You know what I'm saying? We like the character on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We thought it was a dope character. It was a funny character, and we was rocking with that. But ain't nobody tripping on you being married to no white woman, bro. That's all in your head. Or you just trying to create some type of smoke because you trying to sell a book or whatever or something. I don't know. But it just really displays anger. That ain't on us, bro. That's on the on those movie executives. Why you ain't in the position you want to be in, or the fact that you was typecast and you actually really embody that role of Carlton or something, and people can't see you as playing in anything else in a serious role. They can't have you playing roles of Will Smith. They can't have you playing roles of Denzel Washington and so on and so forth. He gonna get this the type of roles Alfonso Ribeiro was gonna get. He's gonna get the Carlton type roles, or being somebody's father, somebody's Harvard graduate father or something like that, well-educated father on a TV show or something like that. Other than that, it wasn't really gonna. I don't think his acting or his range in acting was gonna get that deep because we looked at him as Carlton. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, that's what happens to some characters in Hollywood when they've been played very well, or the fact that we just look at them as that character. You know, ask Dustin Diamond, and God bless the dead, rest in peace to him. Dustin Diamond when he plays Screech, or Jaleel White when he plays Steve Urkel, man. But that's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comment section below. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out. Peace.